Aloha, everyone in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we are in store for an amazing treat. We have an awesome special guest who's going to be talking and sharing with us about presence to profits, the dividends of mindfulness. So I can't wait to hear this information and share this information. We're just buckle up and get ready for the ride because we're going to have so much fun. But first, let me
Awesome.
share with you, like, what is the purpose of this show? The purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony, because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is 100% possible to work smarter, stress less, strengthen our relationships, and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. What does this do? It allows us to increase our confidence, our calm, and our cash flow with a lot of ease and grace. And that's what it's all about. So make sure that you stay tuned. We got several free gifts that we're going to be giving out for you today as well. One of them is 7 Secrets to More Business and Life Harmony. And you can be able to access that at anotherlevelliving.com. Now, let you know about this amazing Queen of Birth lady that we have here. I want y'all to give a warm Another Level Living welcome to Dr. Kelly Schuh. Dr. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. And as you said, I'm thinking like buckle up, buttercup.
That's right. So
We are
good.
on for a ride, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Let me let them know who you are, okay? So, Dr. Kelly Schuh is a transformational speaker, a best-selling author, and a human design expert who empowers high-achieving Gen X women to 10x their income, impact, and inner peace without the hustle. I know y'all want some more of that. Yes, yes. And as the founder of Gen X, 10X, the movement of women of and Queen of Worth, she blends science and spirituality to help leaders reclaim their self-worth and align with true prosperity. She's been featured on Fox 31, PopSugar, Yahoo Finance, and global stages, and she's currently leading a group of women to climb Mount Kilimanjaro to raise $111,000 to build a school for girls in Tanzania. We're going to be talking about that too, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. That is amazing. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. We're just so happy to have you here. And this
Oh, thank you
important
so much.
topic. My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. So first I want to know, we want to know, why is this message so important? Presence to profits, the dividends of mindfulness. Why is it something that's so important for us, especially as entrepreneurs?
Well, I'm going to take you back a little way back, but not that far back. It was 2010. And I was really sick with my daughter when I was pregnant with my daughter as a chiropractor. And so I was bedridden. And during that time, I had this great wake up call. I had all of my patients that were sent to a colleague of mine. And that wake up call is I could only have my hands as a chiropractor on people's spines, so many people that I could adjust a day, right? There's like that time limit. And I wanted to have more impact. And so there was this thing called the internet. And I really decided what would it look like if I was able to spread my message with the whole world through the lens of like a book and an online community and doing all those things. So I made the decision. I never went back to chiropractic full time, a work that I loved because I wanted more impact. Fast forward 5 years later, I had the Amazon bestseller. I had a community of 14,000 women. I was checking all the check boxes. I had the website. I had all the things. And at the end of the day, I was $130,000 in debt, and more money was going out than was coming in. So I say I was broke, but not broken, ready to quit as a chiropractor. I mean, as a coach, because I was 5 years in as a coach. And one fall afternoon, my coach called me out and she said, "You know what you're so good at?" I said, "What?" She said, "You give, give, give. But guess what you're not so great at? Receiving, right? Giving, giving, giving. But I wasn't so great at receiving." And she said, "I dare you to double your rates." And I felt nauseous. I thought she was crazy. I thought, who's going to pay me that kind of money? And that one dare took a 50K a year business to 150K. And that's not what I celebrate. What I celebrate is the woman I became, the CEO of my dreams, doing the inner work, feeling worthy of receiving. And so now my body of work really is about 10xing your income and your impact without the hustle, owning your own gifts through presence. I had to become really, really present with the gifts I could give, with the service that I wanted to provide. And I had a misalignment, so to speak, around my money story.
Nice. Wow, what a transformational story. And I'm sure a lot of us that can relate to that who's listening, it's because that part of when we're called to this calling of coaching and being of service as an entrepreneur, a lot of times we are really good at giving. And
Yeah.
then there's all this resistance to receiving. And I'm just so glad you were able to break free and break through from that. Because one of the things that we talk about here in Another Level of Living is when your inner world and then you're able to master your outer world, right?
Absolutely. It's all the inner game. It's the inner game. And I think there's a lot of people providing strategies to men and women. And if there's a misalignment with your inner self, the strategies aren't going to work. They're misaligned. I mean, I still love the word alignment coming from my chiropractic background. You got to have inner alignment that then creates the outer alignment. So it's all an alignment thing.
I love this. It's like you started with the physical alignment of people.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
now you're totally helping with them with the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, like
You got
manifestation.
it. You got it. I say, I used to align people's spines, and now I align women with their self-worth so they create a quantum leap in their wealth.
Nice. Okay. Well, and tell me how just to highlight some of the challenge and pain points, like how do we know that this is a challenge? Because a lot of times we may not know, right? Like
Okay.
we're just
Yeah,
doing
let's
all
talk
our
about that.
things. But like what
Yeah.
are some of the signs or like the symptoms that we know we need to do something about this?
Yeah. So I think one of the signs is that you have stayed at the same level of financial prosperity for a while and you haven't had a breakthrough in a while. That tells me that there's another level for you. And maybe you're doing a lot of manifestation work and you're reading the books and you're hiring the coaches and you're doing all the things, but there is something that's not aligned on the inside that's preventing you to go to your next level. Like even, you set the goal and then you don't hit it and then you beat yourself up over and over and over again and you think there's something wrong with you or wrong with me and so the pain points are you stayed at the same level of income for a while or you're exhausted because you're always giving and you ask other people in your industry what they're charging and you're not charging the same, you're charging less. That's an indication.
Nice.
Um, or, let's talk about the quantum. I mean, there's people that actually, when I talk about wealth, they're fine with the money piece. Like the money's flowing, but it's at the expense of maybe their intimate relationship. Maybe it's at the
Mm,
expense of spending time with their children. So I believe that you can have it all. You don't have to give up one for the other. And it's a worthiness thing. So those are some of the signs and symptoms. I'll give you one more because it's my favorite related to health,
okay.
which is you have no white space in your schedule. You're not taking time to work out. You're eating like crap because you're working all the time. Those are some things that are happening. We got to get you aligned.
Oh, these are so good. So ladies and gentlemen, amazing man, if you're listening to this, make sure that if you're having any of these signs, lean in and continue because Dr. Kelly is going to help us get through this. Yes.
We're gonna get you through it. Yes.
And
Amen.
one of the things too, I just want to highlight is like a lot of these challenges are so common.
Oh, they're
So
so
common.
common. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay, tell me.
Can I ask you a question? We're gonna kind of put you
Sure.
on the spot a little bit. All right.
Don't put me on the spot
So
too much.
here's my question. What'd you say?
I said, don't put me on the spot too much, but okay,
No,
what's
but
the
it's good. It's good
okay.
stuff. It's good stuff because this is what I ask women. I ask them, who is your model of feminine leadership? And let me describe feminine leadership.
Okay.
It's a woman that's out there in the world making a difference in either her family's life or the life of others, ideally, the life of others also. But it's not at the expense of her well being or having a balanced life? Do you have any role models around that?
So many,
Do
right?
you? That's
You know
awesome
what's the funny
because
part though?
I
It's
think they're
usually
hard to
the
find.
opposite, right? It's
Okay.
usually the opposite. So like, um, it's funny because where I would have a model easily, like the easy ones that are able to assess are the ones that are doing, burn out, have a lot of bad health, a lot
Yeah.
of bad challenges. But luckily, I'm so blessed to be able to have several mentors and models who've been that example of embracing the being
Yes.
and then
So
being able
important.
to be that queendom and lead with the effort and the like their feminine energy, their ease, and then they can
Yes.
create that model of, how to do that. So it's funny, if you would ask me this question
Yeah.
like 5, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, I don't know one like that.
Yeah. Most women don't. Most women don't. And that's what's so sad because we are brought up into a society that tells us keep on swimming, just keep swimming, keep on working harder and harder and harder. And we exhaust ourselves, and there's nothing left of us to give. And I really am an advocate of grace over grit. I'm not saying that we don't have to work hard. I love to work hard. I am not lazy. I love to work hard, but it can't be at the expense of having a nice, beautiful, balanced life, which I know you also are a big teacher of that.
Yes, because like both and a lot of people can get
Yeah.
caught up in it's love or money, right? Because it can be like this thing, but let's have lots of love and lots of money.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's have
Totally.
lots of connection and fun. So it's not this one or the other. And a lot of times it's the mindset or even our patterning or our conditioning
Yeah.
that can cause us to do that. I was sharing earlier today, my mom. So my mom is the one where she's always there for everyone. She's definitely a great giver. She does do that overload of,
Yep.
and I'm being the example of hopefully she'll shift into more ease, grace, and flow. But she said her thing was, time is money and money is time. That was her belief. And I said, well, mom,
Mhm.
what if you can make money outside of time? I actually do it all the time. And
Yeah.
so it's like being that example helps people like we're doing here, right? We're being
Absolutely.
that example and a proof of what's possible. So,
Totally. Let's talk about that bean thing that you're speaking of, right?
okay, yeah,
Where time and money are not tied, right? And that's a quantum thought for a lot of people that have been brought up of time is money and money is time, and yet it's not. And coming back to presence to profits, the dividends of mindfulness. When you're really with somebody, like right now, it's you and me, and there's nobody else in the world right now other than the people we're serving that will listen, right?
right.
The presence of you and I together, heart to heart, eye to eye, not always eye to eye. We are in a portal that opens up potential for magic. Our mind is clear, our heart is open. And when I talk about profit, it could be money, but it also could be love. It could be a number of different things. A new relationship with time. In fact, when we talk about time, time is an illusion and so is scarcity. It's how we perceive it, right? So I'm getting deep on you. I'm sorry, but I just
No,
have to.
this was good.
Yeah,
This was good because because
presence.
yeah, I want to know what are these strategies like? What can we do about this? Like, what tips or
Yeah,
strategies you have to share
yeah.
with
So
us?
here's a strategy. You
Okay,
ready for a strategy? All right.
I'm
So
telling you.
so I'm speaking about presence because you and I being present with one another, that something might come out of one of our mouths that somebody's listening and it could have a great impact in their lives. But if you and I aren't present and we have an agenda of what's the next thing I'm going to say, you miss out on the magic. So, what is one of the greatest ways to access presence? One word:
What?
breath. Breath. Just
Mm.
slow down and take a few deep breaths. And when we do that, the nervous system begins to shift. It goes from survival, starts to pull out of survival and step into creation. And you want to be living most of your life in creation mode, which is willing to receive and to be guided and to be present. Be present with yourself, what you need in the moment, and you're present with your emotions, and then present with the other person that's sitting across from you, like you and me right now. It's as if you're in my kitchen and we're sipping coffee, even though we're using Zoom.
Oh my goodness, that's so powerful because the greatest gift that we can give ourselves and other people's is our our present power.
Yes.
And, I'm glad that you highlighted this strategy because a lot of times for entrepreneurs, especially who are creative, our minds can be overthinking, right? Or we could be with family and thinking about our business, or we could be in business and thinking about our family. And there's this never really a presence ability to be in both. And so I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you're highlighting this because when we're able to master this, I'm assuming with these amazing wisdom skills that you're sharing with us, that it will be able to have that peace on all sides and every moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a hashtag master the moment, and this is what I'm talking about, right? And so when I say presence to profit, profiting is money can be a component of that. But I'll give you an example. Let's talk about sales,
Okay.
right? I do training and sometimes in sales in corporations. It's like sales is a transference of emotion and being with somebody. You can back it up by lot with logic. Like the buyer still needs logic of why am I buying? But the initial like draw in is because they're emotionally connected to you and how you can help solve their problem, but you're just being with them, like helping them to identify, can you solve their problem? But if you're thinking of that person as far as there's the next sale, they feel it and it feels icky, right? So presence is about leaning back, being in your power and really asking the question, how can I serve? Like that's really what sales is meant to be. But if you're not present with your customer, your potential client, it will feel icky, the very thing you don't want to feel. And when your relationship with money is clean and you're present, you can't help everyone, but those that you're meant to help, it's like water flowing. And those that you're not meant to help, you can refer out to somebody that can serve them more.
Yes, and it feels like when we have those sales in that capacity, right? That they feel our empathy, they feel um our support, they feel our aloha. The process does not feel icky. It feels actually like freedom for them. And
It
also
does.
it's a beautiful synergy that way. I want
Absolutely.
every
Gratitude.
entrepreneur to experience that. That's so good. Okay.
Yeah.
What other tip or strategy that you share with us that can support us in this?
Okay. So I talked about breath, just a couple deep breaths. Obviously, if you can do more, like more can be fantastic. One of the ways that I help high achievers become more present with how present they are is you can put a little reminder on your phone, or you can use an app. I'll tell you a free app that I love that's called the Triple Flame. It's called the Triple Flame app. It's free, and you can get a little dinger every 3 hours. You're just going to get a ding with a nice little quote by one of my mentors, Richard Rudd, and all that ding is to remind you to take 3 deep breaths. You can keep it that simple. And imagine if you had that ding, right, a handful of times in a given day, how many more minutes are you now present for your friends, for your for your colleagues, your clients, your family? Because we've got to kind of get out of the habit of being so scattered. And so having a little ding on your phone can really help retrain you to take 3 deep breaths.
Goodness, that's so good. Oh, that is so great. So like and I almost want to ask you for another one. I know that we're coming close on time. How can we continue this conversation with you? Like
Yeah.
how can we continue to stay connected with you? This is just so good.
Yeah. So all the social media handles, I'm at Dr. Kelly Schuh, and it's DrKellyschuh. And I know you'll have it in the show notes, but
Yeah.
so I'm very active on LinkedIn. I also have a LinkedIn newsletter for especially for high achieving Gen X women that want to 10x their lives. You can get into my world where we share. And also, is it time yet to share our gift or not quite yet?
Yes, go ahead and share the gift because
Yeah?
the next thing we're
All
going
right.
to be talking about is Mount Kilimanjaro. So I want.
Okay, okay. So the gift is a human design chart, and you can go to queenofworth.com/chart. And it's kind of like human design, if you've never heard of it, it is like your success blueprint. If your family, if when you were born, there was a user manual that said, hey, this is how this kid can be successful in life. And the manual was given to mom, and the manual was given to dad, and then they raised you based on your manual. Here's the deal. Mom and dad weren't given the manual, but there is one, and it's in your DNA. And that's human design. It's like a success blueprint, and it's based on your date of birth, place of birth, and time of birth. And if you go to queenofworth.com/chart, you'll get a free human design chart so that you can start learning what is your success blueprint.
My goodness. That is so amazing. Thank you for that awesome gift. And yes, so everyone who's listening, make sure you look in the show notes and grab that free gift. How many of you want to use our manual for your life, for just and being able to operate from who you naturally are?
Yes. And you're unique. There's nobody else like you on the planet,
No. Oh,
right? So this can fast track. We talk about 10xing. Like this is the first step. Like once you take a deep breath, which we can all do right now, then you have another step, and that is to go download your chart so that you know
thank
have your
you.
roadmap.
Get your
So you're
roadmap for freedom today,
get
y'all.
your roadmap for freedom. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure we put those gifts in there in the chat, like, and make sure everyone you get connected to Dr. Kelly on social media and follow all of her awesomeness. I wanted to make sure we saved a little bit of time because in a little bit, Dr. Kelly is leading a group of women to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Dr. Kelly, can you go ahead and share a little bit about what's the purpose of this trip? What led you to it? And everyone who's listening, you will have the opportunity to support this cause of what she's doing. We'll make sure we put the donation link in the chat for you to contribute as well. But go ahead and share, what is this, the whole purpose of this trip? What are you doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing? So this was, in life where you're just led, like you didn't have to figure it out. You were just led and you knew the next step. It was one of those divine moments for me. It happened just this past November. I was asking the question, what do I want to create in 2025? And it was a Saturday night, and I was meant to meet a dear friend of mine to do goal setting. And we both agreed we'll do a little homework in advance, kind of get a sketch, and then we'll meet on Sunday. So at 11 o'clock, I hadn't done my homework. And being a recovering perfectionist, I still had to get a little bit done. So I started, mind mapping where you draw the circles and then all the ideas around the circles?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the style of goal setting I started to do. And there were two circles that emerged. One said climb a big mountain, something I wanted to do in 2025. And the other one was align with a non-profit that I was passionate about. Very next day, my friend canceled on me for goal setting. So I reached out to another friend and said, let's go hiking. And I hadn't seen her for years because she had been a caretaker to her parents who were aging, and she had just lost her father. So her mother was gone, her father was gone. They wrapped up the estate, and she had just landed locally back here in the Boulder, Colorado area. So we go on this hike. We're at the end, towards the end. We're sitting under this tree, and I'm like, Annie, what's really going on? Because most of the conversation kind of chit chat. And she looked at me and she said, my father's dying wish was to build a school for children in Africa. And I got full body chills. I said, I want to be part of that. And then the very next thing that came out of my mouth is, and why don't we lead a group of female entrepreneurs and visionaries to climb the mountain for a cause? And that's when Killy with Dr. Kelly was born. And the very next day on 11/11, at 11/11, the final piece came in. So it seemed very spiritual in addition to this like really cool mission. And so that's what we're doing. And we're raising $111,000. And we're about 15% there. And there's going to be a school for children. And her father was a philanthropist who started a nonprofit in the area 24 years ago. And each week they feed 1,000 people, mostly children, with loaves of bread. So the community wanted this school, and we're making this dream come true.
Oh my goodness, I got so good goosebumps on all over my body as you were sharing that. See, because guess what? You actually highlighted another tip and strategy of why this is so important, why this work that you're doing is so important, because it's beyond us.
It
And
is.
it's about being able to be of service in a bigger way. And so if I remember correctly, building as children for girls, like, a lot of times girls, and especially in other countries like Africa, they're taught to be focused on just domesticated things, right? And
Absolutely.
not
Yeah,
necessarily education and dreaming big. And this is something that's going to really be able to support girls who have no idea what's possible to step into the most amazing things that they're really called to do and be.
absolutely. And I feel like Dalai, I'll share. The Dalai Lama had said, the world will be saved by the Western woman, right? And so I think that we have a responsibility for women of the West and the East, but really speaking to like that access that we have to resources that a lot of women don't have and a lot of girls don't have in other areas of the world. And I think it's our responsibility. And so we can empower these girls through education. And you're right, in other cultures, we still are valued by our ovaries and making babies. I mean, it's horrible to say, but like, and as you said, domesticated things. So these young girls can learn that there's a whole big world out there and they can get educated and make a difference in their communities beyond just bearing children, because that's the narrative in most of these, especially the rural areas.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly, for your mission, for your wisdom, and everything that you've given us. So, we're going to be including the donation link down below as well in the show notes. So, make sure that you be of good service in this call. There's a beautiful thing of this energy, what we've been talking about, of not just giving, but also the receiving. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful ebb and flow. It's like breathing. We talked about breathing. We breathe in, we breathe out, right? And if we only did
absolutely.
one, we wouldn't get that far. So it is about that beautiful exchange.
Yeah.
And based on everything that you've shared with us, what would be your biggest takeaway? What message would you like to leave us with today?
Mm. I want to go back to presence is the portal to prosperity. And remember, it's as simple as just taking a couple deep breaths. And if you can begin to regulate your nervous system from that place, people will feel your heart, people will feel your passion, your why that's bigger than you. And that really is the beginning of a greater access point. So that's my mission, to help you to become more present so that you can profit more.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Everyone who's listening, let this message marinate into your mind, body, heart, and soul all weekend and beyond. Take action and get your free gifts down. Go ahead and click to connect with Dr. Kelly down below. And also, we want to hear your wisdom too. Just go ahead and share in the comments below. What is your biggest takeaway? What is the biggest strategy, the message that you want to leave with us? Because we want to hear your wisdom, and we know you have amazing wisdom and takeaways to be able to share as well. And also, sharing is caring. So if you were inspired by this message, which I know that you were, go ahead and share this message out and give someone else the gift of presence power. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly, for blessing us with your wisdom today. I'm so excited for all the work and just being of service. Thank you for being of service to the world, for just who you are. We're so grateful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure. All right, everyone in another level of living land. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and have an amazing rest of the day. Bye, everyone.